Welcome to the Drivin Agricultural Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Joe Hollabaugh, professional breakaway roper and a member of the Ag Truck Trader Pro Rodeo team. Here at Drivin Agriculture, we are all things agriculture all the time, and our main priority is doing what's best in the ag space, talking trucks. So strap in and let's go roll some coal. Okay, guys, welcome back to Drivin Agricultural Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Joe Hollabaugh, and today we're talking all about our newest AgPack partners here at Ag Truck Trader and the Certified Ag Group. And today we're going to start off with a brand that we're really super excited about because we're all about community here at the Certified Ag Group. And so I want to welcome Mr. Joey Skelza, and he's my new pal. I won't tell you how I can pronounce his last name. Starts with the skeleton, no big deal. But yeah, we're talking to Joey today, and we're talking all things RealTruck and welcoming that group as a part of the Get My AgPack partners and all things ag. I mean, that's what we are. So, Joey,
Absolutely.
welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate it. I'm excited.
We're very excited to have you on board as a partner. And I mean, anybody and everybody we can add to this community is huge, not just for us, which I feel like is selfish because I'm like, I could see myself using RealTruck and all sorts of cool things.
Absolutely.
But it's for the community and it's for our brand partners and all the things that we do. So tell us a little bit about RealTruck and how it came to be and the origination of it.
Yeah. So I'll start a little bit with my background as well. So I've been with this company about 9 years. Um, Started off with a small brand called Husky Liners. That's how I started. Most people kind of resonate with that brand, and then kind of moved into other brands. So Real Truck started as Truck Hero. That's kind of how it got built. It was basically a conglomeration of brands that Truck Hero went out and purchased and kept acquiring these number one or leaders within the brand space. And ultimately, 3 years ago, I believe it was 2022, we decided to move into Real Truck, and Real Truck was kind of the brand or the e-commerce brand that was selling all of our products, right? We had already acquired them. We just decided to change the name because consumers resonated with that a little bit more. They didn't really know Truck Hero. They knew Real Truck, right? So we decided to kind of move into that brand name, and that's just become our identity now. So
Yeah.
we have Real Truck as our identity, and then Husky Liners as well, and consumers really resonate with both of those. So that's kind of how we started. Obviously, we've got a lot of products and a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that we can offer for trucks, vehicles, anything you can really, anything that's got wheels, we pretty much have it for. Besides some motorcycles, some scooters, Vespas, we don't have that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of how we got started. Um, it's been a long journey for Real Truck.
Right. So as a part of this journey, I mean, you say you can really anything on wheels. That applies to everything that we do in the agricultural industry, in the rodeo industry. I mean, literally everything we do is on wheels. As we're sitting
Yep.
here in my podcast studio today, it's an 18-wheeler on wheels. Talk about some of the go-to products of Real Truck that the agricultural community might benefit from.
So a little bit of those products are going to be like a tonneau cover. That's kind of what we base our brand off of. We do a lot of tonneau covers. We own about 90% of this space within our industry. One of those kind of flagship products or blue chip products, as we call them, is a Backflip MX4. We're making some great changes to it. And we're actually releasing a new generation of that cover called the Gen 3. That's going to have some awesome features. And I'll let everybody kind of go on realtruck.com and check out the cool videos that our marketing products or our marketing people have done with that product, because I can talk to it, but it's better to see it, right?
It
Um,
is.
and then Husky liners, obviously floor liners, that's a big part of our business as well. Um, and then we kind of delve into all of the other products. We delve into some bumpers. You can see the K5 behind me. That was
Yep.
in our SEMA booth. Everything on that vehicle is what we make, besides wheels and tires, obviously, and the vehicle itself. We don't make vehicles. We make products that go on your vehicle. So we have some cool products. Definitely want people to go and check us out. But yeah, basically, I would say flagship products or main products are going to be tonneau covers and floor liners.
Well, and two, as you say, like the vehicle behind you, anybody who wants to watch this, go watch it on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube as well. We're everywhere, literally. But the coolest thing too is not just on your marketing website, on our website, getagpack.com. You can go and check out everything that you guys have to offer. It takes you back to your page, all your marketing, and the millions of products that you have. Literally, there's too many for us to talk about today. And that's
Oh
why I was
yeah.
like, pick a couple,
Yep.
because we got too many of them.
Yep.
But they're all great. And that's what I love about the companies that we're partners with too, is like literally you guys are boots on the ground. You have been there, done that. You know what works. You know what you need out there in the field or on the ranch or on the farm, wherever. It's like, does it actually apply? Is it logical? Does it work? And then
Yep.
that's the products that you make. And I think that that's so cool.
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about why you wanted to partner and become a part of the certified ag group and get my ag pack and all those things. Why is that important and how has that benefited your company?
Yeah, so I saw an opportunity with AgPack. We as RealTruck saw an opportunity with AgPack and the certified ag group of a consumer that we may never market to or that we don't do a good job marketing to. And these are the people that are the backbone of our country.
Mhm.
This is how everything started. I've been to a lot of rodeos. I live in Kansas now. I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm a concrete jungle kid. But when I got out to Kansas, I really saw the way of life out here and really enjoy it. So I think that when you look on a farm, a ranch, a rodeo, anything, those people are all in trucks. That is our customer. That is our base. And we wanted to kind of get grounded there. So we saw a
Mhm.
really good opportunity with AgPack and with the certified ag group to really get involved in a consumer base that should be the backbone of our company as well.
Yeah.
Uh, and so that's kind of where we started. And obviously, we're super excited. We want to get real truck products on every vehicle everywhere. Not even just in the United States, but overseas as well. We know that there's farmers, ranchers everywhere. So we
Yeah.
definitely want to get everybody involved with our company and see a big opportunity with you guys. You
Well, and
guys.
I think too, that's where it comes together is we can go and literally find you an ag truck trader truck anywhere around the world. Type in your zip code, go to our
Yep.
website, find the truck, and then once you get the truck, then we can go ahead and put real truck products on it. No big deal. Kind of a cool
Absolutely.
partnership there. So
Absolutely.
talk about your
Yep.
partnership plan and the rebates that you're going to offer our ag pack community.
Yeah, so our partnership plan is obviously starting with the consumer. We're going to start with a 15% off discount, which is a pretty steep discount for us, just as an everyday on all products. We do discount some products here and there, but when we look at a broader sense, discounting all of our products is kind of not our forte. So it's a really good opportunity for the consumer to get involved with Real Truck. We also have products on the Ag Wagon, which I know you guys have talked about it
Kind of a big
before.
deal here
That
at
ag
Certified.
wagon is fantastic. And so we do have some products on there. We're super excited about that as well. So that's kind of where the partnership, I guess, started in a sense. And then it just kind of has built from there. We'll get more involved with the certified ag group and the dealerships there, but we definitely wanted to start with the consumers
Mhm.
and get those people involved with our company as quickly as
Yeah.
possible.
Well, and the coolest thing about your company and the Ag Wagon too is literally the Ag Wagon has been traveling all around the world this summer to rodeos throughout. Everybody that's literally walked into some of the biggest rodeos in the world have walked right past the Ag Wagon, past Real Truck
Yep,
products, and they're like, "Oh man, that looks sweet. I need to get some of that in my life." And so that's
exactly.
been really,
Yep.
really neat to see too, and just to talk through some of that. I can tell just by listening to you and everything, you're passionate about what you do, and that's who we want to surround ourselves with right here at Ag Truck Trader. We want to surround ourselves with people that are passionate about the same things that we are and helping people, and you guys are passionate about that. Talk about, you said a little bit earlier, like, I want these products not just in the US, all around the world. Talk about the future that you see as you grow and expand, not just with us, but just within your company of Real Truck as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently today, we own and operate 27 manufacturing facilities just in the US. We have a couple of manufacturing facilities in Europe. We also have one in Thailand and one in Australia as well, with sales boots on the ground kind of
Yeah.
everywhere. This industry really hasn't gotten into the global market in a sense. You can kind of pick out a few products here and know that that's in the global market, but we want to make sure that our brand is resonating with consumers everywhere. And it's not just in the US, right? So we're going to keep expanding. We're going to keep growing. We're on a growth pattern that most companies aren't. And we have some really cool things that are coming out in Q4 and possibly next year. So everybody needs to keep a lookout on RealTruck and on AgPack to make sure they're up with the latest with RealTruck, because we're going to keep growing. And obviously, we see an expansion route with AgPack and Certified Ag Group. Again, it's the consumer that we don't really market to that well. So you guys have found a great way to market to that consumer, and so we just want to jump on board and market to that consumer as
Well,
well.
sounds like a great partnership to me. Welcome aboard to this journey that we're on. Like I said, if you guys haven't
Thank you.
seen the Ag Wagon, it's been all around the world, all over at these rodeos. People everywhere have seen it. Plus, they've seen the RealTruck products because it's a part of the Ag Wagon. Cool thing. Um,
Yep.
and so, anybody that wants to know this, 15% off is huge of any kind of product, especially products that you're going to use every day and utilize on any, like you said, anything with wheels. You've got something for that. So
Yep.
make sure and go to the RealTruck website, or you can go to getagpack.com and check out RealTruck products there as well, and all the rebates that we offer. Joey, thank you for taking the time today. I can't wait to see what comes out in Q4. Maybe the Ag Wagon 2.0 is going to have some of this new RealTruck stuff on it too. Just
Oh, see, now you're giving me some insights. We have a 2.0. Let's keep talking about that. That
well,
sounds
I
awesome.
appreciate it. Thank you so much for welcome to the team. Thank you for being a part of the team,
Hey,
and
thank you.
I can't wait to see
Yes,
where it goes from here.
absolutely. We're super excited. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Drivin Agricultural Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Joe Hollabaugh, and I am here today with one of our freshly announced brand new partners, Mr. Austin Larimore with Chute Help. Austin, thanks for coming to the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jordan. I'm looking forward to getting into all things Chute Help. I'm really good at talking about that.
Well, and that's what I think it's ironic. We'll give everybody a little bit of history. Like, we're both Colorado natives, and that's obviously what you've got to be from Colorado to be great in the industry of ag. I mean, it's just necessary, I think.
That's exactly right. And I am a lot of things Colorado. I live in Texas now, and I love it here as well. But the Denver Broncos that's something that'll just never leave my blood. So I'll always be tied there no matter what.
It's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys thing with Texans. We won't get into it, but
Mhm.
we are originally from Colorado. Now both have migrated to Texas, live in similar areas. But I just think it's ironic and cool how we were just talking. This is such a small knit world, and that's truly what is fitting within the agricultural industry and rodeo industry, anything and everything we do. It's such a small world. Everybody ends up coming back together. And so that's one of the things I think is really neat. But let's talk about Chute Help today. Chute Help is a fresh partner with the AgPack, with Certified Ag Group. And so we just want to talk all things. But you guys, you came around in 2009. You originated. So tell me a little bit about your backstory and how Chute Help came to be.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my favorite question to answer because I get to talk about my grandpa Tom. He and we started Chute Help together back in 09. That was really when the idea of what the Chute Help fully automatic chute came about. So we actually had the product before we had the company. And so we were, and this is probably like many origin stories. We were just in my grandpa's shop, in the winter, because you can't do anything else outside in Colorado.
Yeah.
And he had an idea. And the reason that we had the idea was we had other products that were on the market at the time, other automatic chutes. And when you're in Colorado, all of the other products that we were using had to have compressed air or an electrical hookup. And in Colorado, when you compress air in general, it sometimes squeezes water out of the air or condensation. Well, what does water do in Colorado in the winter? It freezes. And so when it's in those airlines, sometimes they'll crack. And there's ways that we've tried to prevent that. And but we were tired of there not being an option to where we didn't have to have that. Well, my grandfather, who's a very innovative man, didn't graduate high school, left it in the 10th grade, went on the wheat harvest, those greatest generation stories that will never repeat ever again with any other generation. They just worked hard, and they had to be innovative. And so he was gifted a watch. It was a Rolex watch, and the way that it would charge is there was a device that would rock back and forth, forward and back. And he just started to see a way that maybe he could store energy to open and close the front and rear gates of a chute. And so that was the inspiration for the floor, which when the weight of the steer goes in, that it's a lever basically, and it goes down. And what that does is compress springs, and it stores that energy so that dumb team ropers like me, all we have to do is just push a button and the chute will do the rest. Wow. And there's counterweights that are on the side that help shut the front and reopen the back for the next steer. So the chute does all of the work. All we have to do is just press the button.
That's so cool. How like just surreal to think, very few people in agriculture. Well, I shouldn't say that. We'll edit that out. It is rare in the agricultural industry to even talk about Rolex watches, right? Like maybe Wrangler, maybe Resistol or American Hat, but Rolex were like, maybe not. So how cool that he got the inspiration for that. And one of the things, like you said, about that generation, they never, they don't throw anything away. They know how to use every bit of equipment and tool. You save it, you might need it for something. That he put those two together, and then here comes the outcome of that. So talk me through that. Like, how many different revisions of chutes, how many trials did you guys go through to kind of get that end product where you're like, yeah, this is what we're looking for?
Yeah, so that's probably the more painful side of the story is how many attempts it took us, because we're not engineers, right? So my grandpa, he would always say, we could go out and get, a set of engineered plans. And we did do that on a couple of the versions. But he's like, you can go out there, and he's like, but you never have the answer until you actually build it. And that is true. There are a lot of things that a 3D modeling software will say that it works, but by just the laws of nature, it just may not. And my grandpa has some patents that he was awarded that some of them never were put into practice just because he found a better way almost immediately after being awarded that. Right. So it took a lot of versions. In fact, we're still constantly improving it, just that product, along with all the others that we offer. But it's an ongoing process that nothing is perfect, mm-hmm. and that you can always find a way to improve. And if you just improve just a little bit each day, you'll get a lot closer and closer to that goal. And that's a motto that we've had here at Chute Help.
100%. I love that. And it's just like you said, you're using it, and then you're like, oh wait, I could do this better, or oh wait, I could do that better. And that's what sets you apart in the industry, is because you're not satisfied with what you've got, and you're passionate about it. And it's something that literally you've built from the ground up. So I think that's so cool. Talk a little bit more. It's not just a chute. Talk a little bit more about all the products that you guys have and that you offer now.
Yeah. So the Chute Help fully automatic is our, and we call it just the Chute Help. That's what it's been kind of coined by customers. So it's not just a roping chute, right? Mm-hmm. It's a Chute Help. It is different. And we kind of have the documentation to show that it is unique. We have a patent in the United States and in Canada. And because it truly is something that offers something different, mm-hmm. for customers. What we did is we really worked hard on that for the first, however many years, but we knew we needed more. We couldn't just have a whole company off of just the one product, but it was a great start. So then what we started to do is we started to look at what else do people need just in the arena, right? Let's keep the focus small, and let's build products that will support what we think is our best seller and what we think is a great product, which is the Chute Help. So we added the lead ups. And then we thought, we've always had the lead ups where they'd have an alley stop that either fall down when they go underneath it, it falls down and doesn't allow the steers to back up, or there was one long arm where they had to walk all the way past it in order for the spring to come back to where they couldn't back up anymore. Well, we thought, why, the one that falls down, and if it hits a steer in the head or something like that, they're probably not going to want to go through it. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And if you have to go all the way past a long arm, well, they may not get all the way past it before, and they may be able to back up. So what we did is we just cut that bar in half and we made dual alley stops, and we put them in the back of our lead ups and our stripping chute to where they don't have to go quite as far past, but it operates the same way. So they come back. So you actually are able to keep your steers to the front more than other products that are out there. So we started to do that. Well, we know that. So we started out and we had a stripping chute. We knew that people, if you're going to catch a steer, yeah, you can take it off in the arena, but no one really likes to do that. So we decided we needed a good stripping chute. And the version that we have now, at first they came out of the side, but now they come out of the front. And I've had some close friends say that they won't go and rope at a certain person's house because of their stripping chute. It's always about the roping chute. But I had this guy tell me, he's like, I'm not going back because I can't, spooks my horse, or I can't lift it, that kind of thing. So we really try to listen to people, and we tried to make those accessories, fit the people that were going to be using them, because most people, they'll work, Monday through Friday plus job. They have limited time to practice. And, as you know, if you having as many variables in rodeo and timed events, especially as there are, being horses, steers, people, things need to kind of flow and go right. You don't want to be working on your chute when you're out there. You want the animals to be able to be comfortable and to want to go through, your chute and things like that. So that's the way we built it, was so that people with limited time could go out there and get the same amount of practice time as the people that were doing it maybe full time, because that's what it takes. And that's what you get with Chute Help, is you can get more runs. And that's what we feel it takes, right? Like, it is about practice. It is about making those runs. It is about making your horse better. And we feel our equipment gives people that advantage to where you can do more runs in a more limited amount of time. And so that you can kind of cut your learning curve and your improvement in half.
Well, and two, I think a couple things that really stand out to me is you're listening to your customers, right? You're like constantly wanting to know what works, what doesn't. And there's boots on the ground, right? You're using these products each and every day. You're trying to think, okay, how can this be better? How can this be easier on myself, on the customer? And that's what counts to me, And then on top of that is like, after you've worked all day long, you just want to come home, and roping is a release, right? Or it's something you want to do. Like you said, yeah, we're cutting the learning curve. Obviously we're competitors. We want to do the best that we can, but knowing that like that's not another thing you have to have on your mind. You can show up in the practice arena with an ease and know that your equipment's going to work for you. I think that is half the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the focuses that we have is, if we're going to make a product, like, it needs to work, and it needs to work well and have a purpose. And, there are some business models where it's like, yeah, build it just good enough to where they'll have to replace it in X amount of years. And my grandpa and I were just like, that's just not us. That's not in us. Like, if we're going to build something and put our name behind it, it's going to last for a long time, and it's going to work just like you had it the first day. And we're not perfect, right? There are things that may need to be adjusted over time, but the good news is that it was built with parts that we had in our shop, or that you could get at the hardware store. And so it's like, if there are some sort of an accident or whatever to where it needs repaired, it's very easily done in place, and you can get right back to doing what we were just talking about, which is roping.
Yeah. And that's the main focus. Talk a little bit about, now you guys have evolved so much. And I know it probably feels like just the other day you were in your grandpa's shop building this chute, but it's evolved so much to where you're now partners with Tartar, who is another AgPack partner here at the Certified Ag Group. So talk a little bit about that partnership and kind of how it works.
Yeah, it was a big milestone for us and them. We kind of complement each other with product lines. So like, where we maybe had a gap in our product line, they're able to fill that. And where they did, we kind of fill that for them. But Tartar's been around since 1945. Wow. It was 15 years before after my grandpa was born. So he was 15 years old when they were starting out. And to be around that long and to build sort of the legacy and just the product line that they have, and they've withstood whatever kind of economic times that have happened since then, that says a lot. And they have around 2,000 active storefronts, that's something that Chute Help, we can't recreate without time, and that's one thing that you're just not able to make go faster or slower. It just happens. And so by partnering with Tartar, that actually does cut our time in half to get into those storefronts. And we're very excited about the future. And we both have very big growth plans.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's so exciting. And to have partnerships like that among our partnerships is really cool too. Okay, so talk a little bit about your partnership with the Certified Ag Group and why being a part of Chute Help and the Certified Ag makes so much sense. You guys are coming alongside, same as Tartar, you have a 15% off retail price, and you're trying to give back to the customers, and there's thousands and thousands of AgPack customers. Talk about why that makes sense in partnering with the Certified Ag Group.
Yeah. So when we were approached with the Certified Ag group and the AgPack and all of that, we immediately knew that it was for us because, if you just look at it from a business standpoint, it's going to get us in front of more customers. The exposure is going to be great. So there's all those aspects of it. And also if somebody wants our products, but maybe, they got to spend their budget on the truck. But they just need some help with some of these other items. Like I'm all for it. I want more products in more hands, always. So just from the business standpoint, that's what I like about it. But I've really loved getting to know just the people behind it. With Pat Driscoll, yourself, everybody that's involved. It is there is a goal to provide these products for ranchers and rural farms, things like that. But it's a community, just like team roping. It is an event. We are competitive and we want to win, but like at the end of the day, that's not just it, right? We were talking about, like you said, how we cross paths years later in a different state than we were born in, and are connected this way. That's kind of what I see as another added benefit of being part of this group. So we're very happy to see where it's going to go and how we can help along the way.
Well, and you nailed it on the head. It is a community, and it's about faith, family, and growing this community is what Certified Ag Group is all about, the AgPack. And, it goes back to your grandpa, Tom, it's about community, and that's why you guys started this. And that literally is the root of why the Certified Ag Group and the AgPack do what they do, is they're just connecting community and trying to help everyday people do everyday things out on the farm, the ranch, rodeo, anything like that. So, Austin, this has been awesome. If anybody wants to know more about Chute Help, you can go to getagpack.com and check out Chute Help, all the other options there. Tartar's there as well. So I even saw a green trailer on there. I mean, that might be kind of cool behind an ag wagon, a green Chute Help trailer. I don't know, just saying. But Austin, thank you so much for coming and sharing a little bit about your story and your journey with Chute Help. And welcome to the Certified Ag Group.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.